Hi guys, let me introduce you to our ultimate overlanding rig. In this video, you're going to see most of the modifications we have made. Let me know in the comments if you agree that this is the ultimate overlanding vehicle. (2021) Entegra Esteem 29V, 32-foot 6-inch. Had it for about 2 years before we did our four-wheel drive conversion, but it was planned from the get-go. We always did a lot of beach camping. So, first and foremost, obviously, 4x4. Hub conversion, 33-inch tires. Got the Ujoint front bumper. I converted the headlights, and the Ujoint did the grill. Got our winch, recovery points, receiver, all the good stuff. Around to the side, we have our exterior temperature sensors, and I painted these black from the original chrome, tie everything in together, as well as I smoked the badging. Got our Fox shocks. We lowered the hydraulics as far as I felt good going down to, because we do go to the beach, so we do need the ground clearance. So we still need these towers on occasion. Have them just low enough where we're on a really solid ground, we don't need them, but it's always nice to put them down. Because of the lift, we almost went up about 10 inches overall, so we had to add a secondary step. We upgraded the exterior speakers. Got our Ring camera system with the solar. Nice little upgrade there. Truma, huge upgrade. Did this right from the factory when we bought it. We got rid of the factory tankless system and went with the Truma. That one gives you instant hot water, and you can mix the cold as opposed to the hot system, from which I understand you just gotta put on the hot and set your temperature. This is a little bit more intuitive in my opinion, a little bit easier to winterize. In the back, we have our valve extensions, so when we air up and air down for the beach. Underneath our coach, I fabricated up a spare tire mount. We got that up and over there. Back here, we have our ARB twin air compressor with our tank, and we have outlets throughout the coach for that. For when we're on the beach, we gotta air up. Recently, I cut in these two valves that are super close to the holding tanks. Sorry, everything's filthy. We've been driving through the snow winter camping. But that allows us to operate the tank heaters and not have this large 3-inch leg freeze up on us. So on the summertime, we just leave those open like they're not even there. We valved off anything that wasn't necessary for winter camping, ran heat tracing, and insulated all of our exterior lines. Underneath the opposite end, I installed this tube for our Stinky Slinky and a couple of bus bars, so we can easily tap into 12-volt power directly from the batteries without going through the floor anymore. So we'll put those in for some futures. We're always modifying stuff. This is a line that we added with low point drains, and I converted this back bay to an outdoor kitchen, so that is our water supply for our outdoor kitchen. Underneath the front is obviously our nice beefy Danish 60 front axle for our four-wheel drive conversion. We have an Anderson plug here for some power, jumper cables or other whatnot, as well as some of the onboard air outlets and our winch. That's about it for underneath here. Let's take a look around. We kept the stock sway bar back here, and pretty much that's really it. Just the lift springs back here. We had them custom made for our weights, and it rides amazing. Snap pads are awesome for when we're just throwing the jacks down quickly. This is one of my personal favorites. We upgraded this bay to build an outdoor kitchen. So I found a old Red Bull fridge that goes in a convenience store. It fits perfectly up there. And I had this tray custom built. And that's it. We are barbecuing and it's camp time. We used one of the old circuits from the water heater, which was no longer used, to run power all throughout, lighting. And this is by far one of my personal favorite modifications when we're beach camping. Simple, effective, get to a destination late at night and you're up and making hot dogs and burgers in 2 seconds. Since we lost that storage bay, I fabricated up this chair mount that Ujoint put onto their custom bumper for us. And we got this owl van box, which is just pure extra storage for us, which is huge. Got our shovel on the side at all times, just in case. And our traction boards. There's one of the onboard air outlets with a mechanical gauge. And then a spare tire poking out with the ARB twins as well. The only other thing we did outside was this bay here, which is another large storage bay. We sacrificed and made it into our laundry chute. So that goes right up into the bedroom. We throw our clothes down there. We get home, pull it out, bring it right into the laundry area. Keeps it nice and clean and organized inside. We just have to get creative on the outside at that point. On the roof, we have our main 2 solar arrays, totaling about 1,500 watts. This will keep up with our air conditioner, and with the batteries we have on board tied to the system, we can have air conditioning through the night with no generator. And here we have our star mount Starlink modified system. This is a Starlink square dishy that we cut down, put into this, and now we have Starlink satellite based Wi-Fi wherever we drive. While we drive, it's always active. We tried WeBoost and a couple other internet service providers, but it just wasn't keeping up. Our favorite spot, there's nothing. There's no cell service at all. And this keeps us going. It's also great because their current plans is unlimited data usage, which is killer. We upgraded to a max fan in place of the factory one. Here's our combiner box for all our solars. And this is our Winegard 360 2.0 that we installed. This was part of our original system before we had the Starlink. And I think we're actually gonna get rid of this unit and try and squeeze some more solar up here, get a couple hundred more watts. Love to get to that 2,000 magic number. All right, the interior. All right, some Entegras have an issue with the door. I know I got 3 buddies who have them and we all have the same issue. So I put this in because we have broken this handle more than once. This is the nerve center of our rig. This is the Victron servo. We got our incoming shore power, how much demand we have, battery, the 12 volt side of the system, including the chassis battery, and our solar. This system is amazing, complete game changer. We have 110 power all the time. When we drive, while we sleep, everything is 100% active at all times, just like a house. We love it. Ties into the generator, ties into the solar, ties into the shore. It can have an assist function where if you have limited power, if you go to a friend's house and you do a little bit of mooch docking, you can set it to only pull a few amps from the house and it will make up the difference off your batteries or your generator. It is amazing. Complete game changer. We'll go over that shortly. Up in the cab, we have an upgraded Alpine floating screen as opposed to the floating Sony screen. It's a little bit bigger, some better options. Below that, we have an iPad mini that we mounted up that ties into the entire nerve system. That way we can keep an eye on things when we're driving, such as the alternator output and everything else. We have our switches behind that for the air compressor for the onboard air, as well as all of our lights. Can never have enough lights. The headlights on these things are terrible. The all-important four-wheel drive lever. This is one of my favorite things my wife made. We like to get in this thing and go for quick outings, sports events, everything you can imagine, so don't want to forget to unplug. That'd be bad. Up top, we changed the bedding arrangements to this way, parallel with the chassis. No fighting over the window. Our two boys sleep up there comfortably with a nice gap in between. This is a no-go zone. To do that, we built these little extensions, custom mattresses made up, and it's been another game changer. Circling around, we have our cameras. Keep an eye on the pups. 𝑫�Ｌevel, another massive upgrade. If you guys don't know what this is, keeps an eye on your tanks. So instead of this basic button thing that obviously never works, you actually have down to the percentage exactly what's in your tanks at all times. It is amazing. Can really stretch how much you boondock with that system. We upgraded this. If you notice, we got this here. It's out because of the winter right now, but underneath this sink, we put a Poland Spring 5-gallon jug down here. It comes up through, and there's a pump, pulls it up, and that gives us 100% Poland Spring fresh water on demand. It's completely separate of the rest of the camper system. Less bottles to carry. It's awesome. Highly recommended. Always have to have the coffee. I got my K-cup, and wife loves to have her espresso and frothed milk and other whatnot. So that's always up there at all times. This is another nice upgrade we did for winter camping. It's a electric baseboard. It's in there at all times. This trunk line that comes from the factory furnace used to be over here, and I swapped them. I just shortened the ductwork. This will pull off the batteries or shore power or whatever else. It's great when you have full hookup, and this will really keep up with the whole coach, really, especially if you are above 30 degrees. That way you're not burning up your propane. It's nice and quiet. It's better sleeping. We run it a lot. We have it set for 1,000 watts right now, so it doesn't beat up the batteries too bad. It can go up to, I believe, 1,500 watts of heating, and as low as 750 watts. Gotta have a coach with some ring toss. We also, that brings me up to the speakers. We upgraded all the speakers in our coach, including the door speakers, exterior speakers as well. Gotta have some good tunes. And the bedroom, we installed extra iPad for keeping an eye on the electrical system, including wireless phone chargers on either side. Upgraded TV. In here, we have our SpaceX Starlink router. And we have Apple TV and a little Blue Yeti. We have it up here because I have it in UPS mode, which means it's uninterrupted power. So if the Victron inverter trips out or there's a problem, this will automatically pick up the slack and keep us online. That way we can go online and do some troubleshooting or whatever else we need to do. Really cool to have this little thing on board. We do a lot of beach camping, and the rules are very strict with generators. So this way we get to have our cake and eat it too. We can go through the night with air conditioning running off of battery. No generator running, dead quiet. Awesome sleep. Over here in the back is our extreme heater. This is mostly for a bilge bay on a boat or a yacht, and we use it to keep our batteries warm in the winter. It's a 100% safe unit. It is tested to the extreme, just like the name. She fully automated, very safe. It's been phenomenal thus far. In that bay, we also have our laundry chute. This was a mandatory addition. as per my wife. Cut a hole in the side of the bed right there, stick our clothes through, and it just accumulates down in this bay. Get us about a week or two on the road with the children. And right on this other side is our solar controllers for our 2 separate systems, totaling roughly 1500 watts. This all generates quite a bit of heat, especially in the summer, as you can imagine. So we had to do some cooling modifications. So we added some intake cooling fans. We have some extracting fans, and those are on this thermostat here. Now, if things get really crazy, I have this large 4-inch exhaust duct fan, and that dumps out over to here, and that's on this one. And that's really rare to kick in, but she has had to kick in once or twice. But overall, never really had a problem since we did that mod. And this little light switch, I don't know if you guys caught up on that before, but that's a recent addition. This is the electrical heat tracing I've added for underneath, and that will keep all the plumbing from freezing, where you should be good to about 0 degrees, I would say. And we'll find out actually this weekend. We're going to be camping for the first time in the low teens, so stay tuned for that. Just like most coaches, our factory batteries were under here. Since everything has been relocated to the electrical bay in the back, we turned this area into shoe storage. I just closed it off and weatherproofed it. And as you know, on these smaller coaches, any bit of extra storage you can get is a huge win. If any of these mods interest you, I plan on making a full video series of everything, itemizing everything, and you guys can really help with the order. So please put in the comments which ones you guys want to see first, and I will try to tackle that. Our main objective was to be as quick and nimble as possible with this rig. We can fit into 2 parking spots, sometimes even 1 with an overhang. We can be fully set up camping and cooking in under 3 minutes. And we just wanted everything set up at all times, no setup. My old travel trailer, it took us forever to be up and running and camping. With this, we put it in park, hit the hydraulics, the Wi-Fi is already going, the climate control is already going, batteries are already charged, it'll be already cold or hot.